You make 100K, 1 million, 10 million, 20 million per month in e-commerce and everything is working perfectly. And all of a sudden, your Stripe account or your Shopify payments gets blocked, your money is on hold and you don't know what to do. We from Wealth Consulting receive every single day inquiries from people who have no payment processing, which have their funds on hold. And in today's video, I will explain you exactly how to solve this issue. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Aziz Samuel Abdul Aziz Bubaus. I'm the CEO and founder of the whole Wealth Group, from Wealth Consulting to Wealth Corporate Service Provider to Wealth Estate to Private Processing. And in today's video, I will explain you exactly how Stripe works, how to set up Stripe and Shopify payments right. I will give you the best alternatives and I will explain you how to get sustainable payment processing. So if you have already this issue that your funds are on hold, that you get treated like a bad person while you don't even know what's wrong, then it's already maybe too late. Or maybe you just prepare yourself to have a backup because you feel paranoid. That's at least how I felt in the past when I've built my first subscription online business and I realized now I have 1 million per month in subscriptions, but I'm under the mercy of Stripe, right? What is when I have too much chargebacks, or if Stripe just doesn't like me, then I'm game over. And that's why I've built over the last years this ultimate backups, because I have a lot of e-commerce businesses. I manage hundreds of 7, 8, 9, 10 figure e-commerce businesses. I know the owners of all payment processing companies and I just share with you what's the ultimate solution for you. So we need to start with step number 1, and this is to get an actual understanding of how Shopify payments and how Stripe works. It's actually exactly the same what I'm always telling you guys about banking. You have basically two different ways. The first thing is in banking, for example, you have online banks, fintech banks, neobanks, EMIs, like, for example, Wise and Revolut, or like Mercury, like Relay. It's what a lot of people use with their US LLC. And that's great, but the issue with these banks is that they are not real banks. So the onboarding is fast, the app is great, but you can get blocked very fast. They are not created for high-level entrepreneurs, and all of a sudden your bank account is blocked and your funds are on hold. And that's why I always say if you make 500K or more per month, it's much better to have a real bank with your US LLC, for example, like Chase, JP Morgan, like Citibank, like Bank of America, like Wells Fargo. And there are much more options because these are real banks, which means it's more difficult to get them. It's more KYC. But once you have this bank account, you're 100% safe. You can have a lot of big wires and nothing can happen to you. And this is exactly the same with payment processing, because you guys are usually using Stripe because Stripe looks great, right? It's a great software, a lot of great integrations. It's fast onboarding, almost no KYC. You can get started today, process payments. It's very easy to understand it. But the issue is that Stripe is not a real payment processor or a bank. It's just a payment facilitator, an aggregator, which means, yes, onboarding is fast. It looks great. But once you do one mistake, or once they see you as high risk, and high risk can be everything. Maybe it's Black Friday and something is going wrong in your fulfillment and you have too many chargebacks. Even international transactions, multi-border, cross-border transactions are now considered as high risk. You are just under the mercy of them. And once you do one mistake, it's an algorithm, and this algorithm just says, hey, this person is high risk. It goes to the top. You just get an automated message, directly funds on hold, or they hold some reserves. If you really high risk or considered high risk, you can't even contact the support, and you think, hey, how it's possible? That's at least how I felt in the past. I made millions for you, millions, and I just get treated like shit for nothing. I didn't do anything wrong. So before we go into the long-term solution, just to explain you overall how to do everything right. The first common mistake is obviously you need clear business informations, and everything need to match. You need to have the same address on the website, on the company documents. You need at least 3 months bank statements with enough funds so they see you have enough money to cover possible chargebacks. And of course, really important to have your chargebacks in place and to have good reviews online. Many times we have clients who just have a lot of chargebacks and we need to find ways to minimize this chargebacks. There's no way around it. So all this should be in place, but still, if you make enough money, the same with fintech bank accounts, I just always say sooner or earlier the day will come where they block you or where they will hold your funds. Doesn't matter how great you work, and that's why you need to build a backup, and this backup needs to be a safe backup. So what's actually the best solution in the world for your payment processing? It's to have real stable processing, and there are two options. The first option is to get payment processing directly with the bank, with Bank of America, or I usually recommend with Chase. It's directly with the bank. It's good because it's one system, especially good if you have a really simple business like consulting, for example, or one simple product in e-commerce. Then it can be actually great to have processing directly with the bank, or the best solution is to just work with a good payment processing company. And then you have payment processing, which is fully underwritten by banks. We know the owners of every single good payment processing company. That's also why we call our bank private processing, because it's the same like private banking. We are one-on-one with you. You are one-on-one with the processor. The same like you're one-on-one with our fulfillment if you need help there in the US, for example. And then you have no issues. So you set up a good account with a real payment processing companies, and important to be open, to be clear, because we have payment processing companies and connections which are focused on low risk business and give you the best rates, and we have good connections with payment processing companies who are focused on high risk businesses. They want high risk businesses, they want subscriptions, they want chargebacks, they want industries which are usually not perfectly accepted, so you don't need to hide something which you shouldn't do anyways, and they want this risk business because that's what they are specialized on. So first, we choose this right payment processing company, then we do good onboarding, and all your documents need to be in place, especially when you have, for example, US payment processing. You need obviously your company, all company documents, operating agreement, initial resolutions, EIN, ITIN, proof of address, bank statements, and for most processors, we need a social signer. So we need a signer in the US, and if everything of this is done right, then you are underwritten with this payment processor, underwritten with multiple banks, and in case that one bank is annoyed from you because you have too many chargebacks or other things going on, you still have the other banks as a backup, and that's how you're 100% safe. You don't get treated like a slave with some online chat. You can talk directly with the company, and you actually get treated like a king. You get treated how you should be treated if you make millions. And if you have this private processing, you also have a lot of other advantages in the US, like merchant cash advance. These processors give you good loans, usually very easily, very fast, at least 2 times what you make in a month in revenue. So a lot of good funding options there in the US. You can build credit score this way, and your money is safe. And we saw it many, many times that, for example, a business made $600K per month and they just received, for example, wires and crypto payments. And I made them good banking and especially payment processing. And in 1 month, this business went to 2.5 million. So banking, payment processing is always the core of your business, and you shouldn't take any risk in this, because I see it every single day that e-commerce entrepreneurs make good money and build a good brand. They hire the right people and they just don't take this topic serious, and then all of a sudden the business crashes because they don't have good banking anymore. Their money is on hold. They don't have good payment processing anymore, and this is unacceptable for high-level entrepreneurs. You always need a good company setup, good banking, good payment processing, and this is at least 50% of your business. So I hope this video could help you, and if you want to learn more about how we can help you to grow and protect your wealth, and how to set up a good US LLC, how to get the right connections there, get local banking, get payment processing, get help with fulfillment, and get help with the whole US management, from wires to accounting to funding to international tax partners, then just go to wealthconsulting.com, book a call with us, and I would say see you at the call, see you in the next video, or see you in real life.